Borderlands is an IP I'm very fond of. It pushes co-op and has a great core gameplay, so when number 3 was announced, I was cautiously excited and relieved as it was finally a new entry after 10 long years of waiting.
That's because the only thing standing between this ship and space is my ass. My ass saved all your ass.
On the channel, I have a review for the Borderlands 1 Remastered, which I have a Platinum for twice, original PS3 and PS4, and I also have the Borderlands 2 Platinum. Safe to say, I enjoy this franchise and have grown up with it. But Borderlands won't get fanboy service here, as this is a mixed entry for the series. Let's get the core out the way. For the new players, Borderlands is a famous loot and shoot co-op first-person shooter, known for its crude humour and cel-shaded imagery. You're tasked as one of 4 Vault Hunters, who each bring a unique skill as well as a speciality to the gameplay. At this stage, if you're new, some of the story or characters will be lost on you, or the nods to previous games, but this doesn't alienate you, nor needed to enjoy the game for what it is, so you can jump in without playing the previous installments. As ever, Platinum Hunters, I have a strong warning when it comes to Borderlands and its trophies, and in typical style, it's the map trophies that are an awful glitchy trigger. There are 4 bronze for each main planet to uncover, all its areas, and overall silver for finding all 223 places in the game.
The jerk who ran this place is called Roner. He trashed my Echo because he didn't understand my cinematic vision, even though it's a really great vision.
Trouble is, you can find all and still not have the trophy ping, and I've read hundreds of players all having the same trouble, and I did as well, especially the silver one, and I was in co-op. With the latest update, I had the issue with the silver not pinging, and it looked like it wasn't saving all of the areas being discovered. So my workaround was having to walk and visit all 223 places without going to Sanctuary and avoiding fast travel as best as possible. 4 hours of one continuous playthrough later, it worked. It's annoying as this is the easiest of Borderlands to Platinum without having any of the stupid RNG trophies of number 2. Back to the game itself, and there is plenty it does right, and at the beginning it can feel a little overwhelming with everything that it has to offer, as it's got very little guidance. The main villains are decent enough, and they push the story forward nicely with the viewership angle of killing and humiliating for their fans and cult, and their powers give a nice sense of formidable foes, so going up against them, it does feel like you have something nasty to deal with. But it misses that kind of personal feel that the Handsome Jack character did in Borderlands 2 brought to the table. And also, with this game, the side characters and stories were very unremarkable or felt completely removed from the big threat of the galaxy, which gave me no real sense to want to complete them or to find what funny stories or random characters I would find along with unique weapons. Story aside, everything you expect of Borderlands is here, with a fantastic musical score, and it's got well acted NPC characters, though some NPC characters come across overly screechy for comedic purpose, and it was more that I couldn't understand them, and they just weren't funny, so it kind of got irritating. The guns have decent sound bites as you fire big flashy colours of death into everything that moves, leaving loot flying everywhere from the dead enemies, with a stupid amount of guns filling up the screen amongst the carnage that you're unleashing. The enemies are typically weird, and there is a wide variety of enemies to blast away, and the bosses are as big as ever to keep you busy, with the bosses being a vast improvement in terms of fighting against them and being interesting, rather than just being the bullet sponges that most games have. The issue I take with this Borderlands is it feels like Borderlands 2.5. The driving sections are still as bland and underwhelming as ever, and they haven't been improved by you can customise parts of the vehicle and steal some vehicles to find new parts, but it's just kind of irrelevant because the driving isn't very much fun. The grenades have gone backwards since Borderlands 2 and are a wasted part of the fun. They're just very bland grenades rather than all the weird and wonderful things you had in number 2. The guns all shoot and feel nice in their varied ways, but in this installment I felt compelled to stick to certain guns rather than be excited to see what new guns I would pick up and bring what kind of death they would. With large portions with the guns being very similar as well, so they kind of all got a bit boring. So why they advertise billions of guns in the game? I never really felt like there was much interesting until you got near to the end of the game, which kind of defeats the purpose of Borderlands' story and essence of what it is. Borderlands 3 gets a 4 out of 5. It lives in the shadow of Borderlands 2 with its creative jokes and storytelling, but it surpasses its previous installments with smoother gameplay and graphical jump. It's a conflicting feeling, and I do wonder if I'm alone with this or if other fans have noticed. The new planet travelling is an okay idea, but it has felt like the Vault, or now Vaults, are a bit trivial, and more I just wanted to explore new worlds of this universe. Also, the fast travelling and the map interface are woefully poor and fiddly, and I didn't like it at all. It was extremely annoying. But lastly, Borderlands is known for its Easter eggs, and sadly I felt that it was more hit and miss in this game. I feel like a lot of it may have gone over my head or just wasn't as funny. But they still had a few gems like Rick and Morty to shine through, but it just didn't feel as funny and a missed opportunity in previous iterations.
She's gone.
Not entirely. She's lighting the way.
Hope you like this video. Give me a like, feedback and subscribe.